Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, today what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna show you guys how to install how to replace the water temperature gauge inside the cluster or the display of the Nissan 280 ZX. Yeah, basically what I'm gonna do. Um, I'll be replacing all of those gauges as well, so please make sure to check my next videos so that you can see how I'm gonna do it. So you can subscribe to the channel and then you'll be sorted so you can see the new ones. So what I'm gonna do basically, I'm gonna remove this whole panel, everything, and then I'm gonna replace only that gauge, as that's a water temperature gauge, with one of these aftermarket like this. They call the Evo 612 series water temperature gauge. So the first place I'm going to start is here by this plate. As I can see that there is some two screws here. Oh, I see there is another screw on this end as well. Then here at the back, I'm going to remove this complete panel for the wiring, as I'm not going to use this because I'm going to replace all of the gauges in here. So I'm just going to remove this whole board. It seems like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws just to remove this back board. Order. Okay, now this whole piece should come loose. Oh yeah, still one left here. Let's get this up, sorry. Okay, then this whole panel should come loose. Seems like somewhere might be something. I think I must also remove this bracket here that's keeping the lines in place. The wiring cable. Okay, let's try again. There we go. Okay, so it seems like in this way I already removed the water temperature, and then this side is the fuel level gauge. So that is now, I remove the backing plate as we were replacing this gauge now. So I'm just going to remove this front cover, this plastic cover that contains 1, 2, 3, looks like 3 bolts, 4 bolts that I'm going to remove just to get this plastic cover off so it's easier to work with. Now we've removed the front cover, and then I'm going to remove this back piece as well. Like I said, I want to make this as easy as possible to work with, so that's what I'm trying to remove as much as I can. So it seems like here at the back there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts, 3 on each side. But now I see there's also equipment here on the inside. I don't think I need to remove them, so I'm only going to remove the 6 bolts, and then if that becomes a problem, I'll also remove it. But for now I'm just going to remove those 6 bolts so you can see if you can remove the whole front faceplate. Okay, so that's now I remove this whole cover. So if I quickly investigate this, it seems like I won't use this backing plate at all, ever. Because if I quickly look here, my gauges should fit in here, the ones that I will install in the future. So the fuel, I will be replacing it with the air-fuel ratio, then obviously the speed, and obviously the taco, and then the water temperature. So now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to get my gauge. Like I said guys, this is Evo 612 series gauge. You can check on the next video. I'll be showing you how to wire the water temperature sensor. So you can also go check that out. There we go. Okay, so I'll be installing this gauge right here, as this is my new aftermarket water temperature gauge. So what you gotta do now, we've got to make this fit, otherwise as you can see it doesn't fit. The gauge is just too big. So what I suggest you guys do, if you had the tools, I would use like a small grinder or something, but unfortunately I don't have that small. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark it with my soldering iron to basically, I'm gonna make it hot, and then I'll leave the gauge in here, and then I'll just mark it basically with the heat of the soldering iron. And then as soon as I'm done there, I'm going to basically smelt that plastic until my gauge fits perfectly in there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to plug my soldering iron in and wait until it's warm, and then I will be fitting this piece. Okay, so basically now my soldering iron is hot. So now I'm going to smelt it. I'm going to put the gauge in place, and then I'm going to mark it first. Just be quite hot fast, because you don't want to melt your gauge. As you can see, now that white is basically what I need to melt off. So I'll just be using my soldering iron just to melt that inside piece, is basically all of this. I'll just melt it off. Okay, so now that we have basically just removed from the inside of the white lines, remove the plastic, now this gauge shouldn't fit in here almost perfectly. As you can see now that we are done here, now you can just take your aftermarket gauge and it should fit right in there. So that's now basically what my new aftermarket water temperature gauge looks like. So all I'm going to do now to finish this piece, if you look inside of your box that you received with the gauge, you will get a bracket and some bolts. That hole, if you made that hole a bit smaller and you did fit it with a bit of force, you don't really need this, but I would just install it as well, because I don't want the gauge flying loose when I'm driving, so I'd rather just use this as well. So the first thing I will install this pin, It's just like basically extending the arms of the bracket. Don't lose them because you don't get space. I don't know what place sells it, but I know you get it with the gauges. Okay, then you can put in your bracket. Then you'll receive washers and bolts. Don't lose them as they are very small. So then you install first your washer, then your nut, and then same this side. Okay, now that you're done, you place your water gauge just so that it lines up, or until you're happy with it, satisfied. I want it to be level, as this will bother me when I drive around and it's skew. So now that it's fine, just hold it in place, and then you tighten the bolts at the back. It takes an 8mm spanner for this bolts, or 8mm socket, whatever you want to use. Then you just tighten it up. Make sure you tighten both sides equally, because otherwise you're just going to tighten one tighter than the next one, then the one next to it. You will be losing, it won't hold both sides, it will come loose. So what I do, I tighten it so that it catches this plastic and not the inside of that lip, because it can rattle loose from that lip, and then it will fall, and then your whole gauge will turn, and you'll have to remove everything to fix it. So I'd rather just do it the right way the first time. There we go. As you can see, now it's nice and tight. You won't just move it, and it's quite level. It won't move around. So yeah, that is how you install or replace your water temperature sensor, a gauge, your water temperature gauge, in your Nissan 280ZX cluster or your display. So yeah, check out my next video. I will be showing you how to wire this water temperature gauge. So please make sure that you guys like my YouTube channel if you don't mind, and then also subscribe if you want to see me continue with this project, as I like showing you guys what I'm doing, and to show you the progress that I'm doing, as I'm also building a 280ZX to be a nice drift car, a play car, drag racing, a bit of everything. So please guys, make sure that you subscribe, and I'll really appreciate it. Then I'll see you in the next video. Cheers guys.